Hey everyone, so I wanted to talk about today's little market meltdown, sort of review the price action of today. So we're going to start off just by looking at the previous days in the week. We had a Monday and Tuesday up move, Tuesday high of the week, then a Wednesday close below Monday's low. What I had marked out on the weekly was this weekly fair value gap. I had marked out the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap on the weekly, and I noticed that during Asia we just melted through it like butter. We actually gapped down during Asia. That was actually an area of interest for me. You can see during the regular trading hours we had a gap there, and we pretty much tapped right into it where we rejected. And let's see, we can see what happened during London. We had a London retracement into that gap, into yesterday's low. Notice how the no body closes there, showing rejection. And so let's take a look at this. It's really volatile today. Take a look at the open. So if you're like a really aggressive trader, I've seen some people do this. They just they try for the low risk, quote unquote, sell, where they just wait for an order block to confirm, like a close below a green candle that takes the liquidity or goes into an area of interest, which is fine. I do that sometimes. It's harder to do in the mornings, and with those you have to realize like it's a high risk reward but also a lower probability. So you could have done this right there and then aimed, anywhere from like this. That's even a 3R. Then you have the second possible entry, which is the breaker, right? Because you have a high, a low, a higher high, and then a lower low. So this is your breaker block. I think ICT took this entry, lined up with a fair value gap right here. And could have taken this. So let's just say you took this. And then, you're going for 830 low or the 730 low right here. And this is something I wanted to talk about. Let's say you took this entry, and I talked about this in my last video, and let's say you wanted to go for the London low over here, and let's say you took a couple of contracts and you took a partial here or here, but you're still holding on for this low. And what happens? We make another swing high, and let's say you put your stop out in profit here, you get stopped out. So my rule for re-entering a trade is not to like just straight up go and like short into another PDRA and look for another low risk sell or anything, but I make sure I need to enter with a break of a short-term low with a fair value gap, which is right here, right? So this is a possible entry as well. This actually gives you a really nice RR. Could have done this as well. So yeah, pretty crazy price action today. I did pretty well. I made like 3K between two top step accounts, but a lot of times when we have such large ranges like this, and I always feel like, oh, I could have made more or something, but that's just part of the journey, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit during the vlog section. Just stick around. But yeah, another thing I wanted to note, was just pretty interesting. Like we close below London, and this is sort of the manipulation. Like this is where it starts, right? The start of the energetic move, like up, and look at like where we had our low for the day. Pretty interesting. I had scalped lunch as well, but yeah, pretty interesting right here. when it's like a large range like this, I'll look at basically the negative 0.5 or the 1. For example, if like you took it to London, I'm sure it lined up with, yeah, pretty close to 0.5 extension. So yeah, pretty crazy day, honestly. We had like a 300-point down move. Friday might be a TGIF setup. Okay, it's been a long day. I drove out here to a park in Queens, so it's really nice. So I'm gonna just chill out, brought a notebook, I'm gonna journal and honestly just think about life. So yeah, it's really nice out. I'm just kind of walking around here. I'm gonna find a place to sit. 77. It's been like, it's October, so it's really nice change of pace. You can see the bridge behind me. You can also see a little sign here. It says caution, rat poison. So do you still know that you're in New York City? So yeah, here we are. We're looking at the sunset, we're chilling, but we're also reassessing what happened this week. It was almost like perfect, like the weekly profile, right? It was Monday, Tuesday up, Wednesday reversal, Thursday continuation. But still, it can be really hard to manage the volatility, and even though I'm really happy with how I did, it's like almost, you ever feel like you're just going and going and going and you almost don't know what's happening? Like you have to sort of reset, reassess so you can be present. Yeah, so that's what I'm going through right now. Yeah. I don't know. Do you ever feel like your life is coming together and you just don't want to mess it up? Like, you just gotta stay grounded. You don't want to get too overconfident or anything. Okay, so we're back in the car because, funny enough, there was a woman that was jogging by and saw me kind of like journaling, and she was like, "Oh, that's such a good shot. Let me take a photo for you." And I was like, okay. So really interesting, nice people, honestly. Every time I go out, you guys, like, I am always approached. It's just something I always have to like sort of mentally prepare for, because I don't know, I guess I look kind of approachable in public, even if I put on a mean mugging face. I mean, I don't really put it on anymore. If I'm like walking in the street, I will, like, but you know, I was just kind of at peace. So that was a nice little surprise. But anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about how it's kind of toxic if you had a good day and you're still kind of not satisfied and kind of annoyed, because like you're not happy with a losing day, obviously, and then you're not happy with a winning day. It's like pretty toxic. Like, you should celebrate your wins, you know. So yeah, I'm trying to work on that, because I definitely feel like I am a perfectionist. I'm always trying to improve and improve, but then where is the point where you are so focused on improvement that you almost look at yourself like you're always a home improvement project, you know? Like, and then there's a point where you sort of, you can almost slip into a point where you're like I need to be fixed. Like, no, you can be improved upon, you can heal, you can, but you don't have to be fixed, you know? It's, I don't know, sort of just like give yourself grace. That's where I'm at right now. Yeah, that's my little rant. I don't know. Let me know if you guys like feel any similar or not, or if I'm just like rambling. I don't know.